Hello, Tappers here once again, and welcome to the finale of the Mega Man 7 8-bit Kirby challenge. We're finally ending this thing with Wily Stage 4. And if you're familiar with Stage 4, well, you would know that this is a boss rush. And considering boss rushes, we pretty much have to use every single weapon in this part. So you're going to see me start with the burning wheel and eventually ending on the noise crush. Now, considering what's to come, Wily must be done with the Buster because you have two forms to fight and pretty much you have no choice but to use the Buster because no weapon will kill both forms on these ammo bars. So, in the meantime, I'm going to talk a little bit about some of the projects I have done since I started doing videos about a year ago. Basically, things started out with simple with Mega Man 1, and you had 6 Robot Masters that I had a perfect run, basically no damage, Buster only, and that had its highs and lows, starting from easy Robot Masters like Gutsman, Cutman, and Bomb Man, to eventually the painful Firebar Trap near the end of Fireman stage, Electman actually being easy with the revenge strategy, and the stupid stage that was Iceman with the dumb glitched up footholders. But God, that was actually a feat that I really needed to accomplish. After that, I got to the Mega Man X1 perfect runs, and that one was quite an adventure to say the least. Most of the stages shared its issues like Launch Octopus, Sting Chameleon, and well, none of those compare to the nightmare that was Sigma Stage 3. That was a marathon and a half, taking almost 600 attempts just to complete that. Probably the best thing about it is I didn't have a single outtake to that blasted D-Rex, and that took 100 practice attempts just to get perfect over his randomness. Following that, probably I had my next greatest feat with the Mega Man 2 perfect runs, where 700 attempts plus to beat Quickman. And if you're at all familiar with Quickman, I think you already know how that goes. Pretty much, you just have to hope and pray that those boomerangs and his jumping don't screw you over. It's pretty much the equivalent of this spaz here, Slashman, which eventually I'll get to when I get to Mega Man 7 perfect runs. But until then, after that is the Mega Man X2 perfect runs, which, sadly to say, I'm still stuck on the final stage, which may as well be a marathon boss rush in of itself, with having to fight Zero, having to fight Neo Sigma, and then Virus Sigma right after that. That may as well be kind of like a boss rush you'd see from Sigma 3 in Mega Man X1. But I will say this, do not be surprised if I start uploading Mega Man X3 perfect runs, even if I'm not done with X2, because it's already annoying enough have to delay the X2 or the X series perfect runs as it is, because pretty much I'm sure a lot of you want to see the Mega Man X3 perfect runs already and not have to wait too long, considering them well ahead in the classic series perfect runs. But pretty much, even after X3 is done, I can't really do anything more after that, because having tried to record X4 or even X5, I can't record it with the current software that I have. So I either have to find a different recording program, or I have to get a Dazzle and try to work with that. But it's kind of hard to say at this point because I don't know what direction I'm going to be going after that. It's hard to say. I could end up going with doing challenge runs or just some challenge boss rushes I mean, anybody could kind of throw one my way just as long as I can record basically anything that's SNES, NES, Game Boy, or maybe even Genesis related. I should have no problem recording that at all. In the meantime, we now have to deal with Wily Machine 7, the first part of this two-part final boss rush. And this is actually a really easy form. Basically, Wily does two different things. He either hops about and basically can only damage you with the spikes on the bottom of his skull. He can't actually stomp on you. And basically his weak point is in the cockpit. Basically you're shooting him directly. His other attack is when he lands, he sends out two skull Wily replica machines, and they take a ton of ammo to kill, and they're generally just not worth it. Just ignore them, jump over them, and just focus all your power on Wily. Basically, this is probably one of the easier Wily machine forms that you'll see in the series, because there's not much in the way that can actually hurt you, unless, well, you're just not really good at fighting him in general. But yeah, he's dead already. And if you thought that part was easy, well, don't expect this last part to be easy. Wily Capsule 7. This, for the longest time, was considered the hardest capsule form ever. But of late, I actually have found a pattern as far as how to deal with those homing orbs. The electric, fire, and ice orbs. Basically, they move twice before actually seeking you out. Or actually, it moves once and then seeks you out. So, you either have to get a well-timed jump, like if he's on the side, you want to jump right as you see that lightning come down on Wily. If you do that, you can maneuver the orbs to go right by you, and then you can slide under. If he appears in the middle, you basically have to kind of jump up to give yourself a little maneuvering room before you can slide away. Like right here, you have to jump right there, and I actually failed on that attempt. But basically, that's all you would be doing for the rest of this fight. So, for the next 4 minutes or so, I'm going to be filling in some air by talking about what might happen in the future. Now, at the time of this recording, Mega Man Unlimited has already been released about, I'd say almost a week ago to this day, and I actually got to play that a little bit a few days ago, and man, that project is fun. I gotta give credit to Megaphil X for all that work for several years, and along with his staff of I don't know how many people, maybe like 5 others or something, and it's probably the best fan project I've seen in quite some time. I can't think of anything else that's been this good. I mean, considering the last fan project was Mega Man Mega Man Street Fighter crossover, but I didn't actually get to play that, and it looks okay, but I don't know if it interests me enough to actually give it a go. But who knows? I mean, considering how I am, I still might end up perfect running that. I will perfect run the Mega Man Unlimited fan game. I can guarantee you that. I've actually gotten to record some of the stages, and the recordings are just fine too. I'm not having any problem recording the game. No lag, no audio desync, none of that. So that's one thing I'd say you can look forward to. Now, another project I actually got to try out a while back, several months ago, is I was attempting a Yoshi's Island Pacifist 100% run, and I actually got a current ways with the project, and it's quite challenging to say the least. But of late, I kind of haven't done any recording for that, because one of the upcoming worlds has a stage that it's just driving me insane having to go pacifist on that stage, considering some of the rule sets I have. So I'm still trying to work that out, but for now my main focus is getting the rest of Mega Man 5 uploaded as far as the perfect runs, and then getting Mega Man 4 for Game Boy, the boss rush, uploaded. And pretty much that is done if you're hearing this right now. The only problem is, as you know, I go Buster only, no damage for that challenge, and I actually had to break the Buster rule in an area that I didn't want to have to do it, not counting Wily Capsule by any means. Pretty much a certain Robot Master that was a jerk in the NES series ended up being probably the biggest bastard besides Quickman, or even Slashman, or Quickman I said. But basically, there is no way I was going to buster this Robot Master legitimately. I basically had to use charge shots to defeat him, because I have no patience even trying to fight him, but that's besides the point. So, Wily Capsule is down, and that concludes the Mega Man 7 8-bit Kirby challenge. So, until the next project, see ya.